Hello everyone, so welcome to this tutorial on Adobe Aero. So in this lesson we would want to learn to work with the animal cell. So we are going to augment the animal cell by adding some labels UI or importing them into the Adobe environment. So basically this particular project will be working on doing something like this. Okay. So that said, first let's take a look at this. Okay, so in one of our lessons, we learned to import 3D files or where to get some files, okay, for our projects. Now, if you look at this, we have some limitations with Adobe Aero. Okay, generally, it's something that should happen with, like it's recommended, as seen here, okay. Because I remember some of my projects, because the file size are large, when I launch the AR environment or experience, the file fails to load. Sometimes it loads and then it crashes. Okay, so you can see most it requires a file size limit of 8 to 15 megabytes, okay, for good performance. Okay, so you might want to take a look at this. So that said, let's go to Adobe Aero. Okay, so with my Adobe Aero launched, you can see I'm working offline. Okay, so I'm going to create a new project. So I'll click on new file. I'll give my project a title. So I'm going to call this animal cell. Animal cell. Let me use new because I already have an animal cell project somewhere. Okay, so the environment is launched, and then what we want to do is to first import our assets. Okay, so we have other ways. Okay, so you can import your assets using this. Okay, and then you look for the location, then you import them. You can also drag and drop them. Okay, so let's use the drag and drop option. Okay, so here are my assets, and then so basically it's advisable to create a folder and then you input or you store all your assets there. I do not want this. I do not want. I don't want this. I don't want this. So I think the rest is fine. So I have audio files, PNG files, and then remember our with our Figma file, and then there's a GIF file. So I'm going to move it into our Aero environment. Okay. Okay, so I'll drop it inside. Now that is dropped, okay, so it's take depending on this file size, it's going to load everything. But the downside of this is it's going to load everything in the environment, which might be an issue. Okay. So let's wait for everything to load. So I'm going to pause this for a while. Okay, so you would notice I have cleared my files. Okay. The reason being that when I used the previous method, what happened was my PC froze or the area environment froze. So I had to restart my PC. Okay. So there's another approach. If your PC freezes when using the first approach, then you would have to restart your PC. So let's use the other approach. So with the other approach, I'm going to use the import uh, approach. Okay. Then I'm going to import them individually. So just so I can work on it. So first, let me import the 3D asset, which is our animal cell. So let me import this one. Okay, so it's imported. Okay, and I can zoom out. Let me rotate it to desired shape. If, okay, so I think I like it this way. Let's make it sit on the floor. Okay, so this is quite okay. I think it's even standing. If you want it this way, that's fine. Usually, this should make it sit on the floor. So this okay. Okay. Let's make it hanging. That's quite okay. So now I'm going to import. Let me see if there's anything too interesting to do. Okay, so let's import the others. Okay, this okay. So I'm going to import, let's see, the GIF file too. Import a GIF. Okay, so the GIF file is loaded. I can enlarge it here. Okay, so remember these are some controls that I can use to enlarge. So this can scale it. Okay, when I click on this, it should help me to scale my UI or any assets here. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and then import all the other assets. Okay, so I've imported some. Let's import the last, which is going to be the close icon. So this is quite okay. Now you notice with this approach, all the files are going to be loaded into the same kind of location. Okay, so I can resize it. Then I can begin to select them and move them to wherever they need to be moved, just so I can see everything. So let me highlight all of them. Then I'll hold on shift and then click on the animal cell to unselect and then rather drag them here. So let's start moving them away from each other. Can bring this up a bit. We have our hotspots. So this is going to be our hotspot. That's when the user clicks, is going to open or launch a particular um, information. So one thing about this is when using this is you should know that it's a 3D environment that you're working in. So you would have to always like try to go around your object just to be sure of the positioning, because sometimes you will think something is well positioned, but it might be the otherwise. It wouldn't be well positioned. Okay, so this is our close icon. So let me enlarge it just so I can see it is very small. Okay, so lastly, let's add our animal just so when the user clicks, as we see here, when the user clicks, okay, the animal will launch the animal cell. Okay. Okay, so to do that, in our starter assets, we would have to go to where's nature and plants. So with nature, no, sorry, origami forest park, and then I'm going to select. You can select any of the animals, okay, but I'm going to select the deer. So I select the deer, okay, and then I can resize it by coming. Okay, it's already here, so I can resize it here. Okay, let's tilt it a bit. Okay, so I think I like this, and then let's go to our preview. Then let's see what we have. Okay. So basically this is what we have, and then I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.